Alright, so we're going to try and move through these next couple of sections pretty quickly. First thing I'm going to do is rearrange a little bit of inventory to make room for a rocket launcher. We are going to use it in the first part of the next section, which is going to be fighting CivilHate again. This game likes to make you fight him a few times.
What are you selling? Is that old?
But lucky for us, he is a pretty easy kill. Basically every time you see him, he's a pretty easy kill. Put that in there.
Come back anytime.
Go right over here, and there's two pathways that you can choose. You have the left pathway and the right one. The right one leads you to CivilHate and our first kill. So we're going to go that direction first. Let's make our way over here. We're going to go ahead and equip that rocket launcher now. And basically once you walk so far, he'll spawn on his own. These guys always seem to have anger problems for some reason. Right here, be careful aiming too far right when you go to do that, because if you do, when he goes to take your step, your rocket will actually go kind of right in between his arm and his body, kind of underneath his armpit, and just go flying directly behind him. And then you still have to fight this guy if that happens. That has happened to me numerous times. So there's our 15,000 for killing him. Now we get to go collect all of our treasures, which can have Ashley wait right there. We don't really need her for any of this. It's the old key. The key that you're supposed to use to exit this area, but we're actually not going to use it. Pick that up. Then you're going to want to turn around and look up right here and shoot down your purple gem, which, if you recall, we have a couple of treasures that something like that can be combined with, so that's going to come in handy.
Follow me.
Now we're just going to go back and we're going to take that left path that I talked about, which is far, far more annoying. So if you're a person that doesn't think you need all the extra treasures or anything, then I would highly recommend not going this way. It's just a much bigger pain in the butt. But just for the sake of demonstrating all the money that you can get from this, we are going to go this way. Now, something that a lot of people don't know is once they go to breathe fire, if you shoot them while they're on fire like that, they will actually burn to a crisp, and you won't have to do any more damage to them. Now we'll put Ashley right there. Pop off a few rounds right there just to kind of stumble them up. We got this wise guy. They're all trying to gang up on me here. But this is a pretty easy fix for this. And it is called pulling out the shotgun. I'm going to try and let them get a little bit closer and group up a little. Basically, you don't want to waste a whole lot of extra shotgun shells trying to shoot them all 2 or 3 extra times a piece. Come back and collect our little bit of spoils from that little battle. Now, we're going to go ahead and reload our pistol again. And move on to the next part. This little annoying section. It's 110% my fault. He did not stagger like I thought he was going to. Finally. Don't know what it is about that guy, but if you don't use a stun grenade on him, Plaga seems to have just a whole lot more health than most of them do for some reason. We'll jump on down here before we move forward. Collect a couple of things that are useful to us. And go ahead and reload. Then we're going to go ahead and equip our flash grenades. Use that since I took a hit that I didn't plan on taking. Here are the Bella sisters. They always seem to find their way somewhere where you don't want them. Do a little bit of damage there. Basically right now all I'm trying to do is just keep all these guys busy until these chainsaw ladies get down here. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is throw a stun grenade just to get rid of those plagas. Then I'm going to throw this hand grenade to get me some damage here on this first one. A few cheap shots in, if you will. And then knock her back out of my face. Now, one thing that you can do, if you did not use all of your regular grenades earlier, right here you can actually, while they're grouped together like that, use hand grenades to do a lot more damage to them and make that battle even easier than it was. But I elected to use mine sooner. But that's just kind of for your information. As you heard, the music stops. That means that all the enemies are cleared out. Once the music starts again, it means that there's another guy. But all we're going to do is shoot him, just like that. Follow right down here where he was at. Pick up our ammo and our money. We're going to open up this door. with the key we just got from her. And the first thing we're going to do is when you come out that door, you want to kind of turn right, and there's another door here that you can go in. It's another situation where I'm pretty sure that barrel is empty every time, yet I always break it for some reason. I guess it's just force habit. Pretty sure there's always handgun ammo down there. Now the next key part here is busting out this window, because this is where another piece of one of your key treasures will be. You'll get a flash grenade every time, and you will also get the red gem every time. Those are static. Actually, we're going to go ahead and leave that equipped, because now we're going to continue out of this section, but be advised that there are going to be a lot more enemies up ahead. As you can see. But our plan here is going to be to miss our shots. Now, I'm actually going to use that. Light a pretty good fire for all of these guys. With the shotgun, blast them back. Now I have another incendiary that I don't actually need. Light another fire. And on here, I'm going to go ahead and rearrange real fast. A lot of times you can kind of tell based on what animation they do if they are going to spawn a Plagas or not. Another way you can tell is if you actually do that to one of them while they're laying on the ground, and you can still see your red dot on them even though they are laying on the ground. That means that a Plagas is going to spawn. Always been a factor in this game too. I mentioned it earlier how sometimes they spawn towards you for some reason, or not spawn, they stun and stumble towards you for some reason. Never understood why that happens. And now, just for them giving me some problems, I'm gonna destroy their stuff. It's just who I am as a person, I guess. Gonna make sure there wasn't anything glitched or weird up there. Now I'm gonna call Ashley to come back up here and rejoin with me. It'll take her a minute. So while she's on her way, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I'm fully reloaded. It's always the perfect time to do that. Alright, now we're ready to move on to the next section. And this is where you come out at, in case you've ever wondered and never tried it, or in case you tried to go that way from another direction and couldn't figure out why. because if you go the Alejante way, you come out right down here, and you will pass by all this first.
Wait.
You could actually save right there if you wanted. As I said before, this is kind of in the way, so we're going to just pick that up for anybody that does want to read it, and for some reason has never seen it there. We are not going to save yet.
Follow me.
Could not remember if there was anything back there or not. So I went ahead and double checked. We're actually going to speak to the merchant real fast.
Welcome. Got a selection of what are you selling?
We're going to sell our ruby.
Is that all, stranger? Is that all?
We're going to sell our spinels.
Thank you. Come back.
Show how poorly I managed that situation. Because we're going to combine that, combine that. That one's ready to go.
Anytime. What are you selling?
Now we can sell that piece of treasure, and as you can see, it increased quite a bit in value.
I'll... Thank you.
Now, just have to get one more cat's eye. The other thing I was going to check is I can't remember
What are you buying? What are you buying?
if I have any
Is that all?
upgrades. I am going to go ahead and buy that one.
Is that all, stranger?
Hit our custom tune.
Thank you.
And I was doing some thinking on it, and believe it or not, I think I'm actually going to roll with the first shotgun through the whole game. Although I will explain to you how to do something known as the Ditman glitch later in the game. That way if you decide you want to roll with the striker shotgun, you can do a major increase on your speed. You can actually shoot this guy from over here if you want to, and the second one. Just pull out your rifle, or if you can find the reticule on your screen, you can do it that way. For me personally, I'm just going to go right down there. And shoot him. I was going to try and shoot the other guy from there, but could not find my reticle. Still could not, so I'm just going to pull out the rifle and do it that way. It's much simpler. I guess it's not like I don't have the ammo to spare. Alright. Now the reason you want to do that is because the entire time that you're going down the gondolas, you are going to have enemies coming up here on the other side, and they will all be throwing things at you. So not having to focus on that left side while you've got enemies throwing things on the right is always a plus for you. And this is one of those things where you can kind of just point in that direction, and you can basically just kind of wait for them and their movement to come onto your screen. Say as I missed like 50 times. And that should be all of them because we're far enough down now. Now this next section, we're going to try to do something just a little bit different than I think what a lot of people probably do. Something that I didn't actually find out until recent years. And I will explain that in just a moment. First we're going to come in and pick up some of that ammo. the handgun ammo that I just wasted trying to shoot those guys with my poor aiming. Then we're going to come right down here. You know, I don't know if this always happens, but it looks like my game has some kind of a loading glitch or something. It will not actually show me where these guys are at. Another weird thing,
Wait.
so to speak. This is gonna kind of throw off my timing a little bit. So really what needs to happen is you need to make it to this ladder pretty quick, because there's a guy at the top that basically as soon as you come this direction, he starts moving towards it. And you don't want him to catch you up here while you're trying to climb. The whole purpose of coming over here is to open this up. And there's your final cat's eye that you're going to need to upgrade another treasure. So, we're going to go ahead and combine those now. And as you'll see, it'll make that one exponentially more valuable. And I don't even know why I caught Ashley up here. I guess I just wanted to catch her coming down off the ladder or something, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of a habit to always have her around when she's not wearing the night outfit. That is the best part about that outfit. As I stated earlier in the game, she can't be carried away or damaged, so you can just kind of leave her wherever and it doesn't even matter. But you do have to be a lot more careful whenever she's wearing regular clothing. Take that free ammo.
Welcome. What are you selling?
Go ahead and sell that. It's easy money.
Thank you.
And there you go again. Another 20,000.
Thank you. What are you buying?
And once again,
Ranger.
we're gonna buy us a rocket launcher that I should have prepared for before I did this. But hey, we're not perfect, right? And as you can see now, I still have too much stuff, so what we're going to do is just sell 2 handgun bullets to get rid of that stack. Because I'm sure you could probably realize that 2 handgun bullets really are not going to be that handy for you. We're going to pull out this. We're going to put that rocket launcher in our inventory. Destroy more of their property because we're mean like that. Now you are going to get ready to fight Chief Mendez. So this is a pretty simple battle. I'm going to go ahead and get my rocket launcher ready. There's different ways that you can do this, but with all the extra money that you're getting from combining
Go hide.
Yeah.
your items and whatnot, and especially if you're going to roll through Just say, for example, with the first shotgun like I am, that's extra money that you won't be spending on weapons to make this a little bit easier. I think that a lot of the weapons are just kind of preference.
Hasta luego.
He actually did that a lot quicker than what I was anticipating. Because what we wanted to do here was actually use that grenade to do a little bit of damage to him. So kind of what we're going to do instead is we're going to lure him around. And blow him up a little bit there. We're going to go back up the ladder. This time we're going to go the opposite direction. And apparently get hit again. I don't know what I'm doing with my life here. I just figured out where my mistake was. I was not able to remember where the incendiary grenade was that I was looking for. And then found it sitting right here. That was another part of this run here. As you can see, he is dead. That battle actually would have been a lot simpler, just as I had described it. But as I said, I did not do a run of this game before starting all this gameplay, so I actually forgot totally where that incendiary grenade was, and it just kind of threw me off for the whole segment. But there's all your money back that you spent for that rocket launcher.
Are you okay, Leon?
Now we're going to go ahead and reload our guns. And we're going to roll back to the safe station and the merchant. And we are going to call it a day. And part of my purpose of this run is to kind of demonstrate just your average gameplay, because I know if any of you are anything like me, you're not going to be able to run through this every time and take no damage whatsoever and have an absolutely perfect run. That usually doesn't happen for me, and that was kind of my purpose for doing this video and doing it with this game. Was this is a game that I love very much and I know quite a bit about it, but at the same time it's still also really hard to go through this game without taking any damage, because there's a lot of stuff that can happen in this game, especially if you're not anticipating something that you probably should be.
Thank you. What are you buying?
We're probably not going to put any upgrades into this rifle because we're going to be trading it off here soon, actually. And then we're probably going to wait another round or so before we do any capacity upgrades on either of our weapons, considering I'll be keeping the Red 9 for the remainder of the game and the shotgun for the remainder of the game, just to kind of do things a little bit different. But I also wanted to demonstrate that we have 249,700 pesetas. And in a lot of cases, depending on what you're buying, that's a lot more than what you would normally have. But as I said, we're going to call that quits for the day. So I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.